Hello and welcome to the journey with Ammar Sheikh on Canada One TV, where we explore stories of achievers, believers, and change makers. Every person's life has a story, some told, some untold. Today we are going to unfold one of those, keeping it raw, real, and inspiring. Today on the journey, we have Mr. Suhail Chaharain, a leader who blends intellect, discipline, and heart. Suhail works in cybersecurity and digital identity, helping organizations protect people and data in our connected world. What makes him stand out is his passion for simplifying complexity and turning challenges into meaningful solutions. Born and raised in Dubai, now thriving in Canada, Suhail's journey is one of learning, leadership, and giving back, guiding others to find confidence and purpose in their own paths. Outside work, he's all about balance, family, fitness, and faith. Whether it's kickboxing, golf, or creating yummy smoothies over the weekends. Suhail believes real growth happens when the mind, body, and soul evolve together. He is a true believer that success isn't just about protecting systems, it's about empowering people. Let me please welcome Mr. Suhail Chaharain on the show. Hello and welcome, Suhail. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Ammar. It's honestly nice to be here. And by the way, thank you for the introduction. It's like you know me. I love it.
You're welcome, sir. And I was highly impressed and really wanted to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. I'm hoping to, spread that knowledge via the questions that you may have for me. I like the ABCs that you introduced the show with, where you said there's achievers, you achieve, believe, and change making.
Yeah.
And that's the true essence of it all, right? You dream to achieve, and then you go to believing the fact that you are doing well in where you are, and eventually you become that change maker.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm really inspired by those ABCs and just happy to be here and hoping to share that message.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much, and very well said. It was a good response for a lovely introduction.
Thank you.
Suhail, as I've already mentioned to you, the bits and pieces of how we conduct the show, and the idea is to have people who have really, made change not only in their lives, but the people around them. So starting knowing you as, how were you as a kid? How is your background? Where are you from? And tell us about yourself.
Sure. I get to make this up better because now my parents are not here to control the narrative, so that's good. But, I was born, brought up, raised, rather, in Dubai, UAE. I was the only, I still am, the only child to two amazing parents. I was brought up there. It was, back in the day, Dubai wasn't what it is now or what it's known for now. So I've been there through the changes. It's obviously an amazing place. It teaches you a lot about life. I feel that, growing up there's been many phases to growing up in a place like Dubai because it has evolved a lot. And with that evolution, you as a person evolve with the times.
True.
Whether it's from humble beginnings to, the hustle culture, which is absolutely real in Dubai. And that is really key to making, a person achieve and believe and making that change, because when you are in that type of culture, everyone is competitive to be the best. And if you look at it from an overarching perspective, what is Dubai? They always strive to be the best.
True.
So, just growing up in that culture, it's basically what shapes you, whether you like it or not, and you bring it with you. If you, it's not said enough, but I think people from the UAE know that wherever you go in the world, I think there's always Dubai in you.
True.
It's your home. right? There's no
Absolutely.
two ways about that.
Yeah, you either
And-
find it in the culture or the food
Oh,
or the
yeah,
people, perhaps.
you can't like go wrong with the food.
Yeah, I was thinking
especially.
we'll conduct a show in Arabic,
Yeah.
but let's stick to to
Yeah,
English for now.
you know, it's okay for the viewers.
Absolutely. No, fantastic. Thank you so much for giving a brief about your introduction and your. How were you as a kid? I know you were the only one, as you said.
Yeah. I'll take a stab at it. I think I was really spoiled. My mom and dad like showered all their love, obviously being the only child. So I'm very certain I was spoiled because, you know, I know I'll get to it when we get into that discussion, but up until moving to Canada, I did not know I was spoiled. Then life changed, right? But, you know, that was the early part, I mean, middle part of life, I guess. You know, but when it came to humility, you know, basically respecting people, that was all not self-thought. That is something, those are values I got from my parents. As I said, humble beginnings, right? And then you evolve into something else because of the evolution of the place that is Dubai.
Yeah.
I went to school there. If you know, St. Mary's Catholic High School in Dubai. That's where I went, and then you know, subsequently I finished my university in Dubai as well. I started off with Center for American Education, and then I switched. So I was in computer science there, then I switched to the American University in Dubai. And the reason for the switch is very interesting. It ties into what I said, how spoiled I was. I really wanted to go to Canada, as most of my friends from school, you know, they left for Canada, go to university, higher education.
Yeah.
And then being the only child, it was kind of a no. I mean, you know, my parents spoiled me, but they were still strict in a way. And I thank them for that. If not, I wouldn't be the person I am. But, you know, just growing up and understanding that I wanted to do something and not being allowed to, you know, that spoiled part, is what made me choose to go to American University in Dubai, or off Dubai. And I did a, you know, bachelor's of IT there prior to graduating. Well, kind of shot myself in the foot a bit over there. I changed paths because from a career perspective, you know, this is again talking to my friends who were already in Canada, and they were talking about how saturated the market was in IT. So I'm like, oh, let me find something else to do.
Yeah.
You know, me being that spoiled person apparently that I was. So I switched channels, and for a bit I got, you know, my interest was in fashion. You know, I started doing a lot of work in that industry a bit for a couple of years, I think, after which, you know, I needed to be grounded. It was getting rather old really fast. I was no longer the new face in the market, so to say. And then I moved on from there to completing my education and working in sales and marketing. When I say sales and marketing, it was, you know, a boutique shop full of, you know, end-to-end services, whether it's IT, whether it's corporate furnishings. So you had to know everything about everything to set up an office, whether it's setting up a server room, whether it's just setting up, you know, plain desks and chairs. That's how I, you know, journeyed through Dubai, journeyed through life, and kind of peaked at my career there in Dubai.
Okay, fantastic. No, that was perfect. Starting off as a spoiled kid, staying with the parents, I think perhaps was the only option, and which really helped you out becoming what you are. Suhail, any particular challenge you had to face while staying in Dubai, or be it your work life and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Ammar, challenges are always there, right? And honestly, if I think about it, it's at every stage in life. But you know, when I think back about the challenges of growing up in Dubai, you know, some of it well, most of it, for me at least, again, I'm not liking the theme of this, but being the spoiled kid that I was, it's always that the superficial nature of things. There's always the humility and the grounding that you get from home, but then as you go out and the circle of friends that you surround yourself with, there's always that superficial layer where everyone tries to impress each other with the best of this or best of that. I mean, come on, at the end of it, we're in Dubai. It has the best of everything. It's just a matter
of the tallest, fastest.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you want to have the tallest something or the fastest something, you surround yourself with like-minded people, and then just getting to that level. Those were my challenges.
Right.
To understand how to work to get there. What do I need to do? Do I need to work? Do I need to start a business? When I think back right now, they probably aren't challenging because my life has evolved. But when I put myself back in those shoes, it was challenging because my perspective at that time was, materialistic items, materialistic objects. So
I think that's how you grow.
That's how you grow, right?
And that's how you become mature, right?
Part of life.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. No, that's great. Suhail, what made you move from Dubai to Canada?
Well, the move from Dubai to Canada is because, it's chasing that dream. If not US, Canada kind of thing. I mean, I don't think US was ever an option in my head. I'm not sure why, because a lot of people love moving to the US, which is fair. But for me, it was Canada. I don't know. Canada seemed more grounded, more greener than Dubai, in pictures. And the snow. I mean, the beauty of it all. Like you're in a hot country, hot and humid almost, 365. True. But then you look at pictures in Canada or something on the videos, and you're like, wow, there's so much greenery. There are lakes, good snowfall, like all 4 seasons. I'm like, okay, something that attracted me, and I said, you know what, there's an allure here. Let me go and check it out.
And what year did you move to Canada?
I moved in 2010.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So it's been almost 15 years for you.
Yeah, just over. Yeah.
Over that, yeah. Exploring the greenery, just hold your thoughts. We'll be right back after a short break. You're watching The Journey with Ammar Sheikh. Welcome back to The Journey with Ammar Sheikh, where we are exploring the fantastic side of Mr. Suhail Chaharain, and he has just mentioned about how he moved from Dubai, being a spoiled kid, to a grounded, nice person he is now. And let's explore his story of after moving to Canada. Suhail, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Were you able to take some pause, some break?
I realized I painted myself in a specific picture of being too spoiled. I'm so glad we're in Canada because this is where I am spoiled myself.
Okay, fantastic. All right, my friend. So, talking about Canada. So you moved almost 15 years ago, and I'm sure that it has been a great journey so far. What were the early challenges? I'm sure coming from a comforting life in Dubai, and coming to a place where you really have to do everything on your own. Yeah. No more 1 dirham chai just on a honk. So like things like that.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on that?
Hey, Ammar, honestly, way too many to count, right? But those were initial challenges. I moved to Canada. Honestly, no family, no one, just literally alone. In fact, when I think about it, that was probably my first flight without my mom and dad as my family. All the way, it was a 14-hour flight on Emirates Airlines, amazingly comfortable, but hey, it was all alone, and you land here. Yeah, I had a bunch of friends that I thought would ease the some of the challenges I'm going to talk about, but it rather, I think it didn't go that way as much. When we're talking about some of the challenges, I'll go to that 1 dirham chai point as well, but it was definitely being away from family.
Yeah.
I mean, in the UAE, when you grow up, and even after, family life is one of the most critical things that it's priority.
Yeah.
When you come to Canada, it depends again, right? Some do, some don't. It's just the pace at which people choose to move, right? But for me, yes, it was definitely a challenge. I missed my mom and dad a lot, a lot. I can't even begin to explain it, right? And then after that, the next challenges came along with being in a new country, entirely new country. I mean, I moved here in summer. It was nice. The first challenge was, oddly enough, I was not used to the sun setting at 9:45 p.m. I was not used to that at all. And the fact that it was almost like, nighttime and, sun's still out. But, even on a professional level, I did build a career in Dubai, but moving here, it was a bit difficult. I mean, to be fair, I did have sales and marketing on my resume, and most of the, jobs that I actually applied for, and I still remember this because it was a challenging time. It was, what I was offered was within the sales realm. Not saying that I wasn't offered any jobs, but, I was being picky, didn't know what was best, but, the picky behavior that I had actually landed me in a spot that, I'm till date forever grateful, and I'm here today because of that. So I didn't pick up any sales jobs, but I did interview for a contract to full-time hire, and that's what changed everything for me. On a personal level as well, challenges were, hey, I didn't know how to wash clothes or, iron clothes for that matter. So that was, it was a challenge. It was a pain point because I had to rely on people. Hey, how do you do this?
Yeah.
To some people, it may seem like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you not know how to wash clothes?
Yeah.
But it's a real thing. If you move from a place like Dubai and you have things done for you,
True.
You never have to learn it, so you will never get it right. I mean,
True.
Sure, I know how to press the buttons, but then my clothes became really itchy, right? And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to wash clothes. Even the first few days, this is going back to that 1 dirham chai, where I'm so used to it. And I had a bunch of change, and I'm trying to inspect what I had, and I found a loonie because I picked up a bottle of water. And back in, I don't know how much it is now, but a bottle of water from a convenience store was $1. It was advertised as such. So I go to the counter and I give the loonie, and I'm trying to walk out. It's like, hey, buddy, no, you're missing the balance. Like, what do you mean? It says, like, I thought he was trying to pull a fast one, but it was the tax amount that was missing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, fine, yeah, things were a bit different. So it was quite challenging initially from that perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what made you move from the sales and marketing career you were already having back in Dubai to your cybersecurity side?
That's a very interesting question because every time I think about it, I somehow the sales opportunities in Canada did not appeal to me, and I really wanted to get into something full-time. And how I got into cybersecurity is because I had that educational background in IT.
Yeah.
I did have a sales marketing background from Dubai in IT as well. And then, I got a placement at an organization, and the manager at that point, I was interviewing with them, and I actually told him, hey, please just take a chance on me. I will not let you down. This is a 3-month contract. I mean, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if it does, then, at least you know that I can be hired. And, the thing is, when you're faced with challenges, there's always that element of perseverance. You have to overcome it to be successful. And then it goes back to where we were with the ABCs of life, right?
True.
And that's what I did. And I strived. I even enrolled in at that point, I think they've changed the name, but at that point it was Ryerson University for some IT-related courses, just to have that Canadian educational background. Did the work so well that hiring me on full-time was a no-brainer at that point.
Okay, no, that is brilliant. So so you have achieved quite a few things already. What has been your proudest moment in life so far?
Oh, another good question. So, as it stands, if you had asked me this question some years back, probably would have had a different answer. Right now, proudest moment is becoming a father to two amazing and wonderful girls.
Beautiful, yeah. So now in your family you have your beautiful daughters, and who else is there in your family?
My wife and my mom.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. House full of.
House full of women.
Perfect. You're the man of the house in real terms. Okay. No, that is so nice. Okay, Suhail. This achievement is so beautiful that when just gets into the emotional thoughts about that all the secondary things become so less important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Suhail, what inspires you and keeps you motivated?
That's another interesting question. So inspiration for me is derived from my background in what I started out learning, what I started doing, and how things have evolved in that nature. When I switched roles from sales to more operational, where I landed was in this specific area of digital identity. That was 15 years back, and it was not well known as it is today. And I pushed myself in that, and I said, okay, fine, let's become better in that realm. Up until now, 15 years later, I'm not saying I've stopped learning, for sure not, but 15 years later, I look back and I was like, okay, I inspire myself to the point that, okay, you've reached here because you've continually pushed yourself. What is it that, wakes me up or drives me to do what I do?
Yeah.
And something that you mentioned again at the start of the show, it's that balance. Again, a few years back it'd be a different answer. If talking about a point in time, my inspiration is purely derived from me being a parent, me being a husband, and me being a son.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And that translates into the work I do. Me, looking after myself. When I say looking after myself, I mean body and soul, faith. All these things go together to get me inspired to reach the level that I need.
Right. So as I mentioned in my introduction, that you're a perfect blend of a balance between the fitness, family, and faith. So on those lines, how do you keep a work-life balance since you have a beautiful family and you're so passionate about your career too? So what keeps you motivated, and how do you keep the balance on that?
Oh, these challenging questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very interesting. When I think about it, how I balance it is literally the key word that you use. It's passion. So I have passion for what I do through and through. When you find that balance, body, mind, and soul, it just so happens that whatever you touch, you touch for a reason.
Yeah.
And you are passionate about that, whether it's raising my kids, whether it's being with my family, whether it's, doing the work that I do. And not to discount it, but I've been doing this for 15 years. I am passionate about it because I'm in the same exact niche field.
Yeah.
Not even the overarching cybersecurity, but really within digital identity. It's been that long that I don't intend to switch. Things are constantly evolving. Things are constantly, they're changing. There are threat vectors that they're unforeseen because those evolve too.
Yeah.
Everything. It's life. evolution.
Yeah.
So those evolve, and you have to stay ahead of the game. So it just becomes that much more interesting. And
Yeah.
when you have something like that, naturally, your kind of your passion
Yeah, comes
fixates
across.
on.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
fixes things. Yeah.
So
No, I kind of understand that when you have the work-life balance and how you do that, that's where you need to draw lines on so many things. Sometimes you have to prep for the family, the kids, and sometimes the work. So I'm sure you're doing a great job as a dad and as you're passionate about your career too. So Suhail, the most important part of our show is about you may have achieved so much in your career, in your life, but the idea of the show is about, the theme is about the people who are giving back to the community.
Right.
And I personally know that you do a lot, be it mentoring and whatnot. So please enlighten us. What are you currently associated with, or anything you're giving back to the society?
So, sure, that's twofold. I do. I give back to the community via mentoring and via charity work. I subscribe to. I don't want to get into religious beliefs per se, but I do subscribe to religious beliefs, and as it comprises of those religious beliefs, I do. I want to say quite a bit of charity work towards those channels. At the same time, when it comes to mentoring, because of what I've achieved, where I am today in the digital identity space, there's a lot of interest from the generation that's trying to break into cybersecurity or even into digital identity. Yes, it gets busy, but I do find that time to mentor wherever I can provide that assistance, because no one is where they are without hard work.
True.
And if I feel if I don't mentor, I'm not giving back. If I don't give back, it's not, I feel personally that it's unjustified, because someone back in the day, and I know who that is, I'm still close friends with them, gave me that chance. They gave back. They had knowledge. They taught me that, and I'm here. So I want to do the same.
Yeah, perfect. So you feel obliged, and now it's your time to give back. No, that is fantastic, sir. We'll be just moving towards the end part of the show. Before that, I have got two interesting questions.
Sure.
That one message you want to give to your younger self.
Ooh. So a message that I would give to my younger self is probably something that I tell my kids, and they're probably a reflection of my younger self. Honestly, I think I tell this to them every day. It's nice to be nice and good to be safe. And there's a lot to unpack in that when you say it's nice to be nice and good to be safe, but you can apply it to anything.
Yeah.
If I think about
There's
it,
a very fine line between the two, and that's a very interesting thought. Yeah.
And I wanted something that rhymes and that would stick, because they're younger kids.
They're young.
Right? And it sticks, and they say that every day, but I need to help them understand the context to use it in.
Yeah.
If I use it professionally, it's nice to be nice. I mean, being humble goes a long way.
Yeah.
Very long way. There are some people, you come across a lot of different personalities, and if you're nice, they change their character, their personality, their attitude. If not immediately, eventually.
Yeah, it's the energy which
It's
really
the
works.
energy.
Right.
So it's nice to be nice.
Perfect.
And it's good to be safe, is because you always have to have a safety net, right? Sometimes things don't go your way professionally. I'm not even going in, as I said, there's a lot to unpack, but if you have a safety net, you understand where you're going, in which direction, you are always able to move ahead and compound the move to reach a higher level.
Yeah, true. That is fantastic, sir. Last one. How do you want to be remembered? maybe a line you say, okay,
Sure.
This is how you want to be remembered.
If out of the blue, if I really say it right now, the same way my dad wanted to be remembered. I want to be remembered as an amazing dad.
Ah,
I want to be there for my kids, regardless of what I'm doing, of where I am professionally. I want to be there for them and give them all that love and meet all of their expectations.
Beautiful.
Because my parents, you know, they did that for me, and I'm super thankful that they did, because it made me the person I am today.
Right.
And I want my kids to, you know, feel the same and be the same.
that is very sweet of you, and I wish you all the best, Suhail. I would just request you if you have a short message for the viewers for the show on this camera, please.
Sure. Well, you know, life honestly moves at a really fast pace. And if you have the time to stop and think about it, it's always good to reflect. Things move too fast, in this day and age especially, with everything available conveniently. So it's always good to kind of slow down, reset, take a breath. Things will happen in its natural due course. That's not only what I believe, that's what I've seen happen, not only to myself, but almost everyone I know. And for what it's worth, it's nice to be nice and good to be safe.
Excellent, Suhail. Thank you so much for being on the show. It was absolutely amazing talking to you, unfolding your journey, and knowing you better. Thank you so much for being on
Thank
the
you,
show.
Ammar. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. What an inspiring conversation with Suhail. A reminder that true success is built on intention, integrity, and impact. And Suhail definitely was a true example of keeping that and keeping a nice balance of work and family. When you build others, you build yourself. And when you give back, you move forward. I think that's his main motto and mantra of life as well. Until next time, keep believing, keep growing, and remember, every journey begins with one step, but greatness begins when you never stop walking. On that note, I'll be signing off. Keep watching The Journey with Ammar Sheikh. We'll be coming back with another inspiring journey, with another wonderful guest. Until then, take care of yourself.